All right, and welcome back to Wildewitch RP's live play of our Burning Veil campaign. What is Wildewitch RP, you may ask? I'll tell you. Wildewitch RP is me, Faye, your game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love role-playing games and sharing stories with all of you so much that we quit our day jobs and created our own companies. That way we could create high-quality TTRPG experiences full time. We've been very fortunate along the way to meet many awesome, amazing players who have joined us on our adventure, including the players who are with us today. And you can join them in all the fun. To get started playing with us, just join our Discord and website community, where you can sign up for games, meet us and all of our players, talk about your favorite characters and stories, and even roleplay on our forums. We've got plenty of games that happen every day, Monday through Saturday, so that way you can play in our Mortal Guardians episodic campaign and fight back against the evil Coven of Zol and their dark masters from the void beyond the stars. We also offer high quality custom quests, magic items, and our Burning Veil campaign that runs alongside the Mortal Guardians, as we are here, as well as our playthrough of D&D's Dragonlance campaign. So take a moment during the game to join us and introduce yourself. We can't wait to see you at the table. Now, speaking of the table, let us get started with today's game. We are in Wintervale after what seems to be the end of the Skyfire crisis. But before we get into what has happened in Wintervale since the arrival of our figures, let us learn a little bit about who our characters are. So, let's get an introduction for Freesta.
Uh, Krista is an Eladrin profane soul blood hunter. She is a very skilled archer and she uses a longbow in combat. She has long snow white hair that cascades down to her waist, and next to her right eye there is a small mark that looks a little bit like a snowflake. It's a mark she gained very recently. She wears a dark blue cloak with a fur collar and a fur trim. It matches her winter boots. And beneath the cloak, there is a charming pink summer dress that provides a striking contrast to her otherwise practical attire. Despite this, so her outfit looks very cute and works seamlessly together. Uh, there is a cold blue coloration and icy texture on her skin, mostly around her fingers, which lightly creep up her hand, creating a gradient to her normal skin tone. Symbolizes her connection to winter and a connection to her patron as well. Right now, she's in Wintervale researching what she can about an incident that happened a while back, and she's getting into a lot of trouble.
Amazing. I'm excited. Next up for our introductions, let's learn about Tala. Oh, did we not have Arjun?
And I am muted. Apologies. Hi, I'm Meridian, and I'm playing Tala Nordren, who's a female turtle. She's a druid and cleric mix. She's 25 years old and about 6 feet tall. She has long limbs that can withdraw into her shell. She has claws for fingers and elephant-like feet, piercing blue eyes, lizard-like head with protruding eye sockets, and ridges on top. She has a domed shell that is dark brown and beige in color, and she carries numerous bags and pouches on a leather harness that's strapped to it. She always carries her trusted quarterstaff that was given to her by her adoptive mom. She lived as a hermit in a forest far from Winterveld and was happy living that way. And one day she was visited by an unexpected stranger, and that all changed. Now she's in a large city, trying to learn the ways of people. She loved watching them, picking up new skills and knowledge. But as exciting as this is, she hopes to complete her mission and return home.
And then last but not least, let's get an introduction of Andy.
I'll be playing Andy. Andy is a half elf. Oh, sorry. Wow, halfling, Lightfoot halfling bard. She is 3 feet 2 inches tall, and she has reddish brown hair that is cut short and tied back with a single long thin braid coming down her left side. She wears a bright red and gold linen vest covering her chain shirt, and under her vest and armor, there's a thin tendril of black that curves around her shoulder. This is a shadow mark, and it snakes from her right wrist down to the edge of her, or up to the edge of her voice box. The ends of the mark are little whorls, almost like little music notes. At her hip rests a rapier with a battered handle, and cleverly sewn into the side of her faded green trousers is a black dagger. On her back she wears a knapsack, and tied underneath it is her hand drum, which is carved with 8 flowing notes. Though the wooden shell of the drum is well made, it now bears scratches and a faint crack line through the 5th note. When she isn't fiddling with her wooden flute, it is tucked into a slim case on her belt next to a small leather pouch that she often rubs absent-mindedly. Quick to crack a smile, Andy enjoys a good insult and a good meal, but performing is when she is truly happy. Sunny, grassy hillsides are where she loves to be, but large trees terrify her. She is looking for her missing brother, Beck, who has some connection to a secular group named Face Design. Besides looking for Beck, Andy is excited to be in the city. There are so many new things to explore.
Alrighty, so with that, we are going to dive in into our session here. And before we pick up in Wintervale, our story brings us north of Lonmeric, where lies the ruin of the desolated village of Ramsdale, silent as the grave, and still as stone. It is the place where our heroes saved numerous souls and revived Renoxaga Barad from a slumber of ages. Here the dust stirs with the wind, and dried leaves drift over empty paths. Further north waits a tomb, wherein our heroic figures faced and defeated enemies, and found the dead body of Ansel's mentor, Brother Beric. Within that place, heavy, metallic steps thud on the wet, grimy stone floor, descending into the lower chambers, and coming to rest beside the body of Father Kylandros Dagrius. A gauntlet-clad hand reaches down and turns the face of the dead priest, examining his decaying visage as worms tumble out of his eye sockets. Content with what has been found, the hand retracts. Then Kylandros falls limp once more. He stares into nothingness as his deathly patrons resume feasting upon his remnant. Then, light. It glimmers from above, bright and radiant, at the directive of this unknown figure, bathing the area in beams of holy energy, and incinerating the worms and rodents feeding upon the remains. The body shudders as time reverses. The decayed parts reconstitute, reform, earthly wounds seal, and lifeblood replenishes within the corpse. At last, the chest retches and snaps, and then pulses with breath. In, out. Father Kailandros coughs, hacks, grips his throat, and he is alive. Through labored breaths, he crawls up to a seated posture and looks around, slowly absorbing the room. He takes in precious air as if he's run 100 miles in search of water and found it. And then he sees his savior standing over and squints at the figure in awe and confusion. You. It's been 3 weeks in Wintervale. You have been quite busy, all of you. Between the just between a few things that you were doing. Beginning with Frista. Frista, you've been on the search for information. Perhaps even answers. But more just the existence that what you know isn't some solitary event, but the easily accessible libraries. They don't offer much in the forms of what you are looking for. There are phenomena, the weather patterns that are tracked and noted, but most of them are to this region. Nothing quite so connected to home. But, well, you have to try. Utilizing the kit graciously given to you by Andy, you've gone through quite a few different personas. Some of them have been caught by the city guard, which means that you've been having some conversations with Captain Aldrich. And, well, after a few weeks, he's a little bit unsurprised when you are brought into his office. Though he does ask for the specifics, so that way he can keep note of the false identities that you have utilized in the past, just in case you try and cycle through to a new one. After your most recent discovery of being discovered, you are escorted out, crossing off another name off of your list. But you still have one that has served you well. One that gets you in and out of the Wintervale University. A student, a mage enrolled there, who goes by the name of Polly. Not often, but a few times as you are out on the street, someone will recognize you from one of your disguises, just base level. And give a wave, but be on their way. But you still, as much as you hide away from the city guard, knowing that they are knowing that they are not the fondest of you, you easily can make your way through the city. Tala, your weeks in Wintervale are also spent searching. You've looked through the more publicly accessible libraries, and you still have not found Cinna. As you cross each one off of your list, the only ones that are left are those that are privately owned, or the largest one here in the city, or at least so it claims, the Royal Library, which may be a little bit more difficult to get into. So, you still have the letter. You are narrowing down where this figure may be. In between your searching of the library, you've just been learning the town, creeping through the markets, and situating yourself. There are job boards where you can perform small tasks, but the gold that you acquire from there, if it is in fact gold, most jobs that are available for grabs by the time you get there are coppers and silvers. They go quickly, feeding yourself, your companions. But you make yourself familiar with the job boards, just in case you need to return there. And outside all of that, you find yourself taking trips to the temple. There is one that is quite large, and it is a temple devoted to many of the deities. But the one that calls to you is Ongvinod. It is while you are making those trips that you have crafted an acquaintanceship with one of the acolytes there, Savethi. A human. They are femme-presenting, but claim no gender identity that is typically found in Veil of Mortalities. Simply going by themselves. And they are pleasant to talk to about Ogvenot, as it seems that they have found their place within the church. Andy, during your 3 weeks, you are chatting quite often. You send to home whenever you can, and through the broken bits of updates, you hear that everything is about as exciting as it was before you left. But there is the occasional earful from Grandma Stefania. You know that the Skyfire crisis did not affect them too terribly. Mostly it was the barriers that affected them. A few of the trapped travelers stayed within the town, and your family hosted them. But no one was hurt. Most everyone is excited for Leaf's kid to arrive, though there are months before that will happen. You find yourself often in the northern portions of Wintervale. There's less guards. It's more shady and unscrupulous. Here is where the Goblin King and those of monstrous heritages find themselves and stake their claim. So that way, those figures who may look down upon them, well, they stay clear of the areas that is their own. You set up often performing in what is known as the Stale Ale Tavern, and while you do try and gain some information here of the strange order that Beck has found himself tangled within, no one knows anything, or they aren't speaking for the price that you offer. Through Captain Aldrich, who seems a little relieved that he is seeing you, Andy, instead of Freesta, is able to point you in the direction of the few guards that have seen the symbol that you carry. But most of them are unable to give you anything of true value. It's much like Aldrich had said. They've seen the symbol as a tattoo, an insignia or marker of association, but they have nothing connected to their activities. At least not yet. You look for something to do to distract you from the more disappointing efforts. And so you enroll for a course in the University of Wintervale. And specifically, it is a historical sciences class where it is taught by one Professor Archibald Rashawn. He's young, dorky, a bit nervous, but knows what he is doing and is able to help guide your studies. The most disappointing of all the developments is that each sending that you send to Beck is left unresponded to. The only comfort that you can find is that he's not dead. And he has not found some way to block your messages. He receives them, he hears them, but he chooses not to reply, at least not at this time. Three weeks go by. Each of you busy with your own things. Each of the rest of your party, Ansel, Terraminder, Lorkin, and Zernon, busy with their own. When eventually, after these 3 weeks, you receive contact from Ansel. It is an invitation written to each of you. He asks that you all join him for dinner and discussion. And gives you the location and name of a restaurant within the city. Do you join him?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
When you arrive, you see that not only were you invited, but so was Ranak Zagabarat, Terraminder, and Lorkin. They all look well, as they had the last time you had seen them in these 3 weeks. And as you find yourselves seated in the restaurant, Do we have our... Yeah, let's get some restaurant sounds. There we go. It is evening. There are other people here, but it seems that Ansel was able to pull some strings, gather you all in a large table, more secluded, pulled to the back of the room. And he smiles as you all approach. I'm glad you all decided to come. Please, make yourselves comfortable. I'm sure we will have time to eat, drink, and then, of course, discuss and do business. But let's keep things light first and foremost. How have you all been settling into the city?
Well, pretty good. I think. How about everyone else?
Yeah, sure. It is fun.
Did you know that there are a lot of taverns here? And also, the market actually has, like these little side vendors. They sell things, and people like the really popular ones stay there and they talk. And also, there's street performers too. And the market, they have flowers that I've never seen before, fruits that I have never seen before, and they are delicious.
Lorcan, benefits of a portside city. You've got all the stuff that comes in from the locals, as well as all the imported stuff, fresh off the ships.
Yes, yes, ships. There's so many ships. Oh, and I've also watched Andy perform, and she is so good. Oh, and you have many, many libraries.
So, oh my gosh. I'm looking at where the players' chat is blowing up over someone.
Is that what you meant before the...
Yes, that's what I was
Session.
talking about.
Must
Great.
be there.
I can't
I mean, you
concentrate
name
now.
drop. You know, a character like that, it's just like, whoa.
You guys are in the same universe. Why wouldn't he be here?
Oh yeah, but I didn't have to pick that one.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
cute.
well, I think I just walked in. Oh, it looks fun. Signed up for it.
Um, as you all talk over Wintervale, what you've been finding, what you've been getting up to, drinks come, alcoholic or not, it is your preference. Dinner is had. And for a moment, it's like you're back on the road, where you all were traveling together. Perhaps that brings the pain, the fact that Kari had left so suddenly, and that she's still not here. But as it gets later into the evening, as dinner is finished, Ansel seems to be perhaps maybe a little bit more assured of himself, as if he was working up to this. As he looks to each of you, I would like to ask you each to decide if you will continue pursuing the information on the Salvation Key. This is, I know, something that is perhaps not connected to you or more than what we have each experienced, but I will admit that I am continuing the pursuits and that I have a benefactor who, if you will join me, perhaps can fund your efforts as well. You would not be asked to do this for free, as I know that is not I know that each of you have your own interests and pursuits.
Can this benefactor get me into the Royal Library?
Potentially. He is
Okay,
Lord.
I'll help.
He is Lord Delwyn Stravengar. Go ahead, roll for me.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Go
Oh, no.
ahead, roll
Okay.
history checks for me.
I remember this
Is that
guy.
the dude?
That's the
Yes,
dude.
that's the dude. Yeah,
That's the dude. Trademark copyright. This is the
don't need
dude.
proficiency in that.
You all would recall that Delwyn Stravengar is the young noble who you rescued from the mound when the Skyfire crisis began.
Well, did we rescue him? I would call him leaving and then not helping us escape.
Hmm.
But
It'd be fun to see the look in his face when we're like, look, we're alive. Hello.
Was it really him, or was it more of his,
minions?
it was more of his associates, I would say.
The look
Minions.
on his associate's face. I don't know. I just want to see someone look surprised at me living because it's funny.
I would say that you could get some sort of reaction anytime you walk into Captain Aldrich's office.
Yeah, he
Why
told
do you
me some
think I
things,
do it?
Rista.
And what did he tell you? I'm excited to hear the.
He didn't tell me anything in particular. It's more of like general vibes. It was always like, oh, not one of those. Oh, never mind, it's Andy. Okay, cool. Kind of deal.
Oh. So there's no rumors going around.
Not that I heard or that I remember.
Great.
But you are definitely well known to the city guard.
I know it's great.
I would say that Andy, you would, from your trips to the city yard and to Captain Aldrich, would know that there's a sort of general disgruntledness whenever Freesta is sort of brought up or interacted with.
Yeah. Yeah, I see your disguise kit's being, or I hear that your disguise kit's being put to good use. My disguise kit.
Yes, it's really come in handy. Thank you for
Good.
that. I owe you.
Yep.
Thank you, Handy Andy.
I was going to
Ka.
say handy rhyme with Andy, but I didn't want to say thanks for being handy, Andy, because I thought it'd be too cringe. But now that Tala brought it up, I think it's a great idea. Handy Andy.
Great, that'll be my new performing name.
It'll
Handy
stick,
Andy.
trust me.
Well, yeah, it'll stick.
I mean,
Which is-
it makes sense because you use the hand drum.
Yes, thank you, Terraminder. What have you been up to, Terraminder? Question.
Oh, you know, I've just been sort of around. Lorcan helped me out, and she pulls up her sleeve and shows her prosthetic arm. It has been sort of updated from the model that she had before, and seems to be in better condition overall. He was showing me different people that could assist, and we got a a tool set for me to utilize, so that way I can fix it on my own. So I've just been kind of doing stuff like that, and of course helping when Lorkin needed it, or when Ansel needed it. I've been helping Ansel too.
Lovely. Sounds fun. So, Ansel, is that all the thoughts in your head?
Well, honestly, no. But those are what is important. I'm
Stuff.
heading after the Salvation Key. I'm pursuing this. I've already started recreating Barrick's notes and putting that together in my own thoughts. But, well, I know you all. I trust you. And, so I wished for you all to join me on this, which is why I asked you all and provided the information that you would all be paid for your efforts should this be something you wish to follow alongside me with.
Well, I feel like, and I look at my hand where there's a silver Nasia, like silver mark. And the key and the sky falling. I feel like there's a tie there. I like you guys all, which is good. I really need to go get into the Royal Library, which this man can help. Yeah, I will absolutely follow you.
I think we've all gotten leads or information following the Salvation Key before. So, and what happened to us and what we've done, I think it's personal for us now as well. And I don't want to speak for everyone, but it definitely is for me. A way to research what's going on and get paid for it. I don't see a downside. I'm in.
I don't seem to be making much headway in my current pursuits, so, you know, change of pace would be good.
Well, I ain't got nothing better to do, so I'll join up. And, well, I'm assuming since, Terry over there has been, hanging around with Ansel often, she's already in. Terraminder gives a nod, and Renan. Yes, I will join as well. It may provide some opportunities to test the memories that come back. Ansel seems relieved as his shoulders drop. Well, I will let Delwyn know and reach back out to you about a meeting to be set up.
But you guys are on good speaking terms?
He's been my benefactor for some time since joining the city. Very soon after this made connection. So I will reach out to him and alert him that you all are interested. And
Did he mention anything about why the bandits were trying to, well,
I think he knew
kill
that.
him?
Did
He
he
did?
know that? I don't think we did. I don't think we had a chance to tell him.
you would know that his family was murdered during the when the caravan was taken. His mother and father. He's the only one that was left of his family. But you did not have any sort of in-depth conversations with him, and Ansel would tell you the same thing, as I am not close to him on that matter. If that is something you are curious of, perhaps you may ask him. I do not think perhaps it may be the most appropriate to ask your benefactor such information, but
Oh, come on.
Okay,
It'd be
above
funny.
game.
Yes.
Are you saying they killed mommy and daddy of an important lord and kept the son in a cell? That is totally suspicious.
Yeah, we learned about that.
you did hear that he was being ransomed back to a figure who had ordered through Big Sig. So it was very much a business obligation that got interrupted.
Yeah, but why killed mommy and daddy?
They were supposed to kill him too, and then they didn't, and then they were selling him back to whoever ordered it. I think was the.
Yeah, but this is Lachlan who wrote the lore. That man is like in depth. I have a
Oh, no,
feeling
no.
there's a second thing to this.
No, for sure, but we don't know it, so yeah.
Some political power intrigue crap. Okay, go on.
And it's likely that you'll have to interact with the story and not just get it handed out to you as soon as it's dropped.
Oh darn. Shucks.
So, as you are, is there anything else that you ask of Ansel or the others here this evening before you depart?
If Brother Ansel already said this, I seriously apologize. But why does Lord Stravengar want us to, or want to help you investigate the thingy?
I've not asked him particularly why. I've just been grateful that he is assisting in this matter. I want not to guess the blessings that have been given to me. If this is something that you wish to discuss with him, perhaps that is something you may be able to work out.
Right, okay.
Andy would like to ask Larkin if he's learned anything about Fate's design. Probably not, but might as well.
I mean, nothing more than what I've recalled.
Cool.
I've been... well, I've not been in the city much since coming back. Here and there, but I was out in the Wintermoon woods, checking to see if things were good there. Yeah. Being out in the world.
Wintermoon. Hey, that sounds like the perfect place for Fusta.
That's offensive.
But you deal cold damage and you don't sleep.
What's that got to do with winter? I understand the cold. It's the
And
sleep.
the moon.
Oh, the moon,
moon.
right.
I guess I'm going to university now. I have to deal with people with lower intellect. No, kidding.
I will fight you. I will break the server rules and I will shoot you and I will throw a potato at you.
Please do.
Can I throw a potato with no intent to harm? Just a potato.
Okay, I can't keep it a secret anymore.
What, Tom?
I lost a potato.
What? What potato?
The potato. A special magical potato. I took it out of the bag.
From like 4 weeks ago? That potato?
Yes.
Why would you do that? Tala, what's wrong with you?
I thought it was a special magic potato.
It's just a potato.
So I
but
wanted
it
to
meant
take
so
a
much
look
to me.
at it. I took it out of the bag. I
And
made
so
it
I
a
blame you.
little nest with a little dirt and a leaf.
You planted a potato?
No, I left it on the nest.
Oh,
I
I
let
saw
it
that
sit
in the
there.
morning.
You
That was
planted
weird.
a potato.
And I just stared at it until I fell asleep. And then when it was gone.
Did
I
you have
saw the
nightmares about this
nest, that
potato?
was-
What?
Did you have
Nightmares.
nightmares about this potato? Did it become your
No,
patron?
but I've been feeling guilty ever since.
Good. You should. That was a terrible thing to do. I saw the nest one day waking up and I thought, oh, a bird decided to do a speed run, I guess. I don't know. I didn't think someone made a nest for a potato, and it was the potato that I threw at Ansel, which meant a lot to me because I don't get to throw a lot of things at Ansel because I do actually respect him. He's a great guy. But that one potato had a small dent in it, and it was just a symbolization of how much I wanted to throw that potato.
Can I do an
I know
insight
it
check
was
on Krista?
magical.
Sure, roll an insight check.
I'm
Who-
just for
Were you
kicks
inciting?
and giggles. I'm just trying to see if you're actually upset or not, so I know how to play along or not.
I'm trying to act like
Okay.
I'm not, so would that be a performance?
Yes.
Cool. If my character sheet wants to work. Oh. Rista doesn't care, and everyone knows that she's just trying to, rile up the situation.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Just try and play along with Krista. Yep, it's very upset.
How will I go on without the potato?
Hmm.
How can I say potato without going into an Irish accent?
I'm very, very sorry.
It's fine, I'm over it.
Okay.
So, I just turn around and give Carla a big hug.
Ooh.
I'm not mad, I promise.
I'm very sorry I lost a potato.
Wait, Krista,
Fine.
can I borrow a potato, please?
Oh, of course. I take a potato out of the bag of holding and hand it to Andy.
Cool. Can I chuck it at
you.
Yeah, roll a, Firstly, I want you to roll a, attack roll with an improvised weapon, dex space, so 1d20 plus your dex.
Okay, cool.
I need the tavern brawler feat
Oh,
to have proficiency with
19.
improvised weapons.
Great. I also need you to roll me either a, no, I'm not even going to say an either. I want you to roll me a performance check to not gain the attention of the servers at the restaurant you're in.
Oh, yes. I can do this. Oh, yeah, that's 20. Let's go.
Casual potato
31.
So yeah,
31 performance.
it is a casual but accurate potato throw. It hits the exact same spot that he was hit 4 weeks
Oh
ago,
my gosh.
and
Which I got a nat 20 on as well.
almost immediately Ansel's hand goes to his forehead. Andy, why? We're in public.
I just think there's more stuff that you're not sharing.
What do you mean that there's more stuff that I'm not sharing?
I don't know. What do you mean? What's on your mind?
Nothing.
Oh, it's the detect thoughts potato. I forgot. There's law here.
Wait. Okay, I'm thinking. Let me see here. What am I getting for my detect thought spell that I didn't cast? Hmm.
I don't know.
That
What are
you
you
have a
thinking?
secret friend,
Damn.
or nope, that's not it. A secret project. No, you told. Well, maybe you have another secret project. I don't know.
I don't have a secret friend. I don't have a secret project.
Uh-huh.
Tala goes over to Andy
Yes.
and kind of whispers to her, find out why his face turned bright red when Frista is kind of focused on him.
Ooh, how, you have something to share with the class, so maybe
No,
not a secret friend.
there's nothing. What are you trying to get at, Andy?
I'm just saying that we are all very good friends here, and maybe there's room for more that you've already just said.
As you start saying this, his face actually does go bright red. Like before, it was just like a small blush, but now it is like full.
I see there it is.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, right. Sure. Right. Well, I can say you're too tall for me. That's for sure.
I don't.
So what? Say it.
I don't think
I
of
can
you
throw another
like
one
that,
at you.
Andy.
How about this? I take out another potato and I slowly, just to not, I know that Ansel now probably has a lot of trauma with potatoes. I slowly hand it to Ansel and I say, "This is the truth-telling potato.
Oh my
You
God.
take this and you can't lie." And I almost force it in his hands, but very gently. Then I back away and say, "So which one of us is the hottest?"
Oh my gosh.
His face is so red, and he looks at the potato in his hand.
You're going to choose the potato? That's
I hate
insulting.
this game so
Let's
much.
take the
Oh.
potato back. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry to make you uncomfortable.
I'm not. This is
I
great.
know you aren't. Let's get back to.
I can write you a whole ode to mystery person. Not mystery person. Could put a name in there if you'd like.
I would rather you
Okay.
didn't.
Tala is like num 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 watching all of this.
Popcorn in the background. Yeah.
Oh, rice cakes, but yes.
Doesn't it?
I thank you all for coming and joining me for dinner. I thank you all for joining me on the excursion for the following after the Salvation Key. I will reach out to you all after I've spoken with Delwyn about when we shall all meet next. And with that, Ansel is going to stand himself up and excuse himself.
Good night. A sweet dream.
Wait, Ansel! 5 gold and I'll bite into this raw potato.
He doesn't stop, but you hear the slam of 5 gold on the table as it comes from Lorcan.
I still bite into the potato.
And how is it?
It's earthy?
Alright. You get 5 gold from Lorcan.
Great! Amazing.
So, do you do anything else before you head off, from the restaurant this evening?
Can I roll for vicious mockery damage?
Against
kidding.
who?
No, kidding. Fine.
did you all keep the same lodgings in the Silver Giant? Or you
Yeah.
were all sharing the room?
Well, if it was just going to be the three of us, it would have been cheaper to go to separate rooms, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
Was there like a smaller big room, or are we doing 3 separate rooms?
Whatever's cheapest.
yeah. Did we make money? Question.
You would be making money. I would say your money goes to renting the rooms and your
Okay.
food, so you're not getting much extra. But
Okay, sounds good.
you'd be able to have 3 rooms for rent at the Silver Giant that you'd be able to head back to after this. Ronan and Vorkin and Terraminder each have their own accommodations as well. And as you all head off for the evening, we are going to take a break here. So, we will pick up shortly after our ads on what will be happening, this meeting with Delwind and everything else. So, stick around with us. We'll see you soon to continue the story. Be right back. So, we're back. And, so long as no one had anything that they were going to discuss immediately after that first evening, 3 weeks into your stay in Wintervale, you do go back to your own routines when Ansel gives to you all a time and place. It is the evening. It is rainy. And the inn that you are, or the tavern you are invited to, is larger, more posh. There are windows that overlook the busy street below, even through all the wet rain. You are the first to arrive, your group. The 3 of you, with Ansel, Lorcan, Renan, and Terraminder. The room has been reserved, the full chamber. And, you can take this moment to discuss amongst yourselves as you shake off some of the rain, get warm by the fire.
Stupid rain's gonna mess up my tuning.
Andy, you scratch my back.
What?
Or scratch my back.
Like your show?
Yeah.
Sure. Where?
Down a little bit more to the left. Oh, yeah, that's the spot.
You have
Oh.
feeling on your shell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
That's really
Turtles
weird.
are weird. Yeah.
Thank you. That's been bothering me all day.
Good.
You need to get you like a back scratcher. I don't know how like ergonomic
tree.
a back scratcher would need to be for a turtle, but I'm sure we can find you one.
Yep.
With all the curves and everything else, I mean, out in the forest, I could use the trees and scratch it up. But here, they kind of, it turns out they frown on that when you try to do it on their walls or furniture or the doors.
People are weird.
Yes. Did you know that there are different type of there was a. Okay, it was the weirdest thing. It's some sort of a sea creature. Had a lot of legs, and then on the legs there was a lot of these round circle things.
What?
And then it was so wiggly. Like the vendor picked it up, the merchant picked it up, and it was all wiggly, and it got sucked. They called them suckers, and it was like sticking to things, and I guess you eat them too. Something called octopus.
Octopus. That's weird.
Yes,
I don't like octopus. They're too squirmy.
yes.
Difficult to cook.
Interesting.
The door
I don't. Oh,
to
yes.
your chamber opens, and there are 6 figures that enter in. 2 you immediately recognize. The 2 gnomes that were in the mound. One of them, as they both head out towards the balcony, opens up and stays put. She doesn't seem bothered by the rainfall as the door closes. Her companion drops over the side and disappears. Meanwhile, the others seat themselves, or at least 3 of them do. One, a larger fellow, stays close to the door that they all entered into, but the other 3 seat themselves. 2 looking very well in their tailored outfits. They are nobles. The other one starts to unwrap the heavy cloak, and piece by piece the disguise falls away, and there is Delwyn. So, he looks to you all, and apologies, for the very brusque introduction. You may recall that I am Delwyn Stravengar. My associates outside, and he points to the points out to the balcony. Serafina, Zalen, and this is Gyorov. And he points to the guard by the door. And these are my advisors, Enrique and Rallon.
Well, if I may say so, it is good to see that you are well. Although, no, I will not say. Yes, it is good to see you are well.
Yeah.
Ansel has told me a bit about your own excursions and what you have been up to. I am... Well, you have come here for business, to discuss. Let us not waste too much time. Just check something here. So, as you all sit. You are capable at adventuring, and you are pursuing things that you will need assistance monetarily with, yes.
Suppose.
Monetarily would be good, Lord Stroke. Could you get me into the Royal Library?
Not currently.
Oh.
That is part of the business that I am negotiating with you for. I will fund your pursuits, but I will need assistance in regaining my house.
What happened to your house?
It is a bit over the place. House Parthenaeus. It is a house that has long been loyal and friend to my parents. They are the ones who are behind the murder of my family. Both my parents and elder brother. And it is House Parthenaeus that is trying to seize House Stravengar properties and assets. I have been needing to remain in hiding since returning to Winterveld, and that, of course, puts a strain on efforts to recover my family's estate and holdings. But if I were to be outside of hiding, agents of Lady Dominica, they would continue their attempts to kill me or make me a fool. And he looks to both Enric and Rowlon at his sides. My friends have allowed me insights into the courts, but I will need help to gain my full assets if you are looking to get the full breadth of a lord's assistance.
I will admit, Lord Stravengar, I am not educated in these matters. However, I will assist as much as I can to find your house. When was the last time you saw it?
My physical house for the family is present, but I am not able to get to it because of all that is going on with House Parthenaeus. The recovering of my house is more in the legal matters than any sort of physicality.
Oh! Oh, okay. That makes so much sense. I was very confused. I apologize.
Oh, forgive me if I'm being blunt here, but I know nothing about legal matters. So if you want me to like write a song about how evil they are, I certainly could do that. But um, what exactly are you asking us to help with? What kinds of tasks would you set for us?
There are a few, but it is right now just the conversation of if you are willing to help us. I will not ask you to do something if you are truly incapable of the task ahead of you, but I will ask for you to try. Currently, we need perhaps people that are a bit more outside and
Lovely. And could you introduce us to your two advisors a little bit more?
of course.
Great. Hello.
Well, as Delwyn introduces Enric, who is more casual, more relaxed, and Rowlon, who is nervous, perhaps maybe even paranoid, as he seems that you all will be attacked. At least that's what he puts out, is that anywhere with Delwyn during this is a threat. Our view shifts for a moment. Out into the dark, into the night sky under the heavy rain. Figures in dark clothing. Across the street. Keep watch. They watch a tavern brightly lit. And one of the figures in the night weaves a spell, unheard over the rain, and Seraphina falls asleep. And in the same moment, a bizarre unlife takes place in the darkness beside this figure. As you are being introduced to Enric and Rowlon, go ahead, everyone, roll for me perception checks, please.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh no. Tell it.
Carla, please.
22?
Good.
22.
I don't know why it's not updating though.
Guess go to 22.
Did you roll on the right character sheet? Oh,
Paranordran.
yeah. I don't know why. That's the only thing I could think of is if it was on a different character sheet. But 22.
Your active character.
You would see that, or no, you wouldn't see this. You would hear that the tavern beneath you has gone quiet.
I immediately kind of hold up my hand and go, "Do you notice how quiet it just got?"
Oh.
Is that bad?
Well,
So Alan's thing.
all the taverns that I've been, they're usually very loud and, and it was like that, but then all of a sudden it just got very quiet. Very unusual. Huh.
Very.
Interesting. I'm sorry, you're saying something?
If you think it's something, we should probably go investigate.
As you bring some attention to the fact of investigating, your eyes look around, make sure you kind of catch everything, and it's at this moment that you would notice that Serafina, the gnome that was out on the balcony, is not standing at her post. She is lying unconscious in a small puddle outside.
I immediately stand up because something's wrong.
And as you stand up and give this warning, a crossbow bolt and then another. They burst through the window. The guard from the door, Gyurov, moves and covers Delwyn. There's a bolt now in his shoulder as he takes the hit. Enric is struck in his throat and falls to the ground, and everyone else is taking cover as we are rolling initiative.
Why can't I roll good today?
So let us get some fight music here. So. So that'll be bam, bam, bam. All right. So Andy, what would you like to do here? As you are taking cover, a lot of things are happening, a lot is going on. What are you doing?
So bolts came in through the window?
Yes, the balcony window
Cool.
and doors, they are shattered and fractured in two separate places as Delwyn has been hit and Enric, or no, not Delwyn, Gyurav, who took the bolt for Delwyn, and Enric have been struck.
What floor are we on?
You are on the
Second floor?
second floor, yes.
Okay. Can I go out to the balcony and cast Detect Thoughts?
Sure. What is the range on Detect Thoughts?
I think it's 30 feet for what I want to do.
Okay.
30 feet. Yep, but, barriers prevent it, so.
So, as you push out, you get the thoughts of you recognize that Serafina is there, but she is unconscious, you can tell, as she's right on the balcony. Your companions, you can feel, but out on the streets, it doesn't seem that there's anyone within that. Is it any mind, or does it specify? Let me look at the spell here real quick.
Thinking creatures you can't see.
Then you would get 3 other figures that are present.
So it's intelligence 3 or lower. Or one that doesn't speak a language.
They don't speak languages, but they
no idea.
have a higher of intelligence than 3. But anything else on your turn, Andy?
Nope, I'll shout out whatever I learn. Like, Seraphina's alive. The other, if I notice this for, detect thoughts, then
I would say that you would pick up the presence of a intelligence, not thoughts per se, but a mind.
You said 3 of them?
3, yeah.
Or 3. Okay, yeah, I'll shout that out. There's 3 of them over yonder somewhere.
Getting closer to you.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting closer. Great. That's it.
Rista.
Oh.
What are you doing?
What is it that Andy went towards with the detect thoughts?
Went out onto the balcony, so overlooking the street.
So I'm gonna get shot.
If I go to the balcony, can I see anyone from there?
Not through the rain, unfortunately. But you do have dark vision, yeah?
Yep, dark vision for 60 feet.
As you're looking out, you can't see beyond the street too much with the rain clearly, but as you look around, look down, you see climbing up the walls these deathly, shadowy figures that have skull-like faces that blend in to the rain and pitch of shadows, sort of crawling up towards where you guys are.
Great. Mechanically, would the rain give me disadvantage, or am I fine to just shoot normally?
I would say, in your normal range, you don't have to worry about disadvantage, but it makes your long range hard to see.
Cool. So these guys are fine to shoot?
These guys are fine to shoot.
Awesome. Bonus action, I'm going to activate my Crimson Right. Isn't horrible. And I'll start shooting at the weird shadow figures. We start off with a natural 20.
Yeah.
Which is 17 points of piercing. And 11 points of cold.
Okay. You would... is your bow considered magical while the right is on?
Yep.
Alright. You would see that the piercing catches and causes this creature to screech back, but that the cold perhaps does not affect it as much.
That's fine. Everything's fine. Also, its speed is reduced by 10 feet
Sounds good.
at the start of my next turn. I'll shoot another one. Which is a dirty 20.
Yeah.
That's 12 points of piercing. And 1 point of cold, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet. At the start of my next turn. That's my turn.
Okay. With that, you hear the screeches from them underneath, and there is the sound of footsteps charging up the stairs, and now that Gyorov is no longer in front of it, the door opens with ease, and 2 figures come in and immediately start throwing their knives, and that'll be 1 knife throw at everyone. So 1 to Andy, 1 to Frista, 1 to Tala, and then 1 to Delwyn. That is a natural 20 to hit Andy.
Hey, Barbs.
Brings it down to a 7.
Yes. Ha! I call him. Wait, hold up. I call him. I've met worms smarter than you and prettier too. You schmuck.
So then that is a 7 to hit Frista.
Nope.
A 10 will miss Tala. And a 13 would hit Delwyn, but Gyorov gets in front of it and takes the hit once more. And so, with that, it will then be Tala, your turn.
I would like to go ahead and use my bonus action to use a wild shape spell slot and turn into a chalice starry form. And Henrik, who has is the bolt still sticking out of his neck?
Yes.
Is it an action to remove it?
I would say that if you are doing like any sort of healing, it can be part of that.
Okay, I would like to rip it out, cast Cure Wounds on the first level,
Okay.
and that is going to heal him for 11 points.
All right. He's
And
no
using
longer
my
dying.
to chalice feet, I'm going to also heal Gurav for a total of 10 points. And that is the end of my turn.
There is a grunted thanks, and then for Andy and Frista, from somewhere in the other side of the street, from the other buildings, some sort of attack comes out. Arrows are shot at you. But the first one will miss Andy with a 6. But that is a 24 from a natural 20 to hit Frista.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And should probably roll for like the actual damage. That's 10 points of piercing damage. But now you know that there's something out there if you want to try and on further turns you can use your action to search out the area. Our NPCs are moving in the background. Gurov is getting Delwyn down to the ground so that way he can protect. Enric and Rowlon are also gathered in that area as Lorcan now stands ready to defend as well on the other side. And we'll say that Terraminder will give help to Andy, Renan gives help to Frista, and Tala, you get help from Ansel. And then it is back to the top of the round where our shadows take their turn. They continue their ascent, crawling up over the side and ground through the puddles, and are going to swarm around Frista since you took the shots at them.
Does the 10 feet speed reduction help, or are they still able to get to me?
They're able to get up. Those two can't get to you, but there is a third one that can. With a 10 to hit.
Nope.
You are fine. Andy, it's your turn. You can now see all three of these shadow-like entities. You do know that you have an unconscious Seraphina. There's crazy stuff that's happening inside. And there's other figures out in the street that are perhaps doing some bad stuff as well.
Yeah, those figures outside, right?
The shadow figures are on the balcony with you and Frista.
Right, okay. But the people who shot the arrows.
They are across the street on the other buildings. So it would take an action to try and peer through the rain to find them, yeah.
Cool. I will slash at the one on Fusta. For you schmuck. Okay, can I flank with Fusta?
You can.
Awesome. Yay. Good job.
For sure.
Uncle Onik. Okay, I will put actually matter. Yeah, I'll use defensive flourish because I don't really want to get hit by these guys. So it's a D8. Okay, so another 3 damage and AC's increased by 3.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
I will also give a healing word to Seraphina,
Alrighty.
a little baby one. Alright, she gets 7.
So, if Seraphina was injured, she should now be healed, but whatever magic holds her unconscious still keeps her in that state. But now you have this sense of security that she is not at any risk of dying. And Frista, it is your turn.
Right. So the tavern slash inn we're at, is it just 2 stories or does it go up higher?
It is 2 stories that is accessible. There is the roof above, but that is more slanted than any sort of next level.
I was going to say if I could face step up there, or is it too slant to stand upon?
No, I mean, you could stand on it, but just remember that it is raining outside, so it might make the tiles a little bit more slick.
Yeah, we'll chance it. We'll face step onto the roof.
Okay.
Just stand there as steady as possible. Then I'll look down to the 2 of the shadow things that I shot. And I'll use my circlet to cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
So that's 3. Yep, it's meant to be just +5, but it automatically does my spell casting thing and it doesn't allow me to change it, so just take away 1 from the hits. So
Okay.
22 to hit
Sure.
for 6 points of fire damage.
Okay.
11 to hit.
11 does not hit the shadow.
How about a 9?
Unfortunately does not. So,
Oh,
As-
sorry, can the one that I teleported away from make me a wisdom save?
sure. That's a 19.
It's fine, that's my turn.
One of the ones, the one that you did hit, was one of the ones that you had shot before, and does blink away, the shadows dissipating under the fire from your scorching ray, but the other 2 are present. And are... As Friesta's turn comes to an end, the assailants from the inside are going to rush in close distance. One starts fighting against Giora, the other one is going for Tala, seeing that you are a healer. That is a 19 to hit
Yep.
for 6 points of piercing damage. The second attack is a 22
Yep.
for 4 points of piercing damage. And Tala, it is your turn.
How far is Seraphina from me?
Seraphina is out on the balcony, and it's about maybe 15 feet away, but you would have heard that she had gotten healing from Andy, so, she's not at any sort of,
Yeah, but she's asleep, right?
Yes, she is asleep.
Okay. What I would like to do is I want to risk an op attack,
Okay,
go to her,
okay.
and I want to shake her awake.
Alright, that will be your action.
Yep. And then bonus action, I want to activate my shillelagh.
So, you will take 4 points of piercing damage from a 24 on
Yep.
on an op attack,
Okay.
and, you shake Seraphina awake, who is a little dozy, a little groggy, but is coming to. And you activate your shillelagh.
We're get under attack. That's it.
Our archers are going to take their attacks. We've got a attack at Andy and an attack at Frista. $13 to hit Andy. And a 22 to hit Frista.
Yep.
For 3 points of piercing damage, Frista. And With that, it is our NPCs go and sort of understanding a little bit what's happening here. She saw where the shots came from across the street. Serafina gets up, and the first thing that she does is go over to the balcony edge, call out, "Zaylen! Enemies!" And Zaylen, the other gnome, perhaps must be somewhere over there and may be able to find it. So, that's what she does. Inside, Gurov is still fighting against one of the other assassins that were sent in here, the assailant that came in, and Ansel moves off to the side, taking a preparatory dodge action, trying not to get caught, and then our shadows are going to surround. One will go for Andy, one will go for Tala out here. That is a 22 to hit Andy. So that is going to be 10 points of necrotic damage to Andy.
Ooh.
And I need... oh, it's not even a save. And Andy, your strength score is reduced by 3.
Oh, that's actually kind of funny. Okay, cool.
Tala, that is a 21 to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
For 11 points necrotic damage. And your strength score is reduced by 4.
Mm.
And with that, it is Andy's turn.
Great. Can I somehow get both shadows and not Tala in a thunder wave?
You'd have to move to the absolute edge of the balcony, but yes.
I will do that then. Second level.
That risks the up attack from the one that was on you.
Oh, that's not fun. Never mind. What I can do. Okay, we're gonna try a little dissonant whispers on this guy.
Okay?
See what happens.
Yeah,
That's a wisdom 15, please.
that is a wisdom 5.
Oh, awesome. Oh, and really good damage. 16.
You watch as the shadows bleed away underneath the rain, as your whispers just tear in and tear apart the creature.
Cool. I'm gonna yell at him. I must tell you in confidence, you are a failure in every possible way.
Oof.
And I guess I'll go over to the one on Tala and say boo, maybe?
Sounds good.
And that's it.
Frista, it is your turn. There's one shadow left, and it sounds like allies on the other side.
Cool. Is it okay for me to jump back down onto the balcony, or is it too high?
I'd say you could jump back down onto the balcony.
Cool, I'll jump back down on the balcony and try not to follow my ass.
What is your passive acrobatics?
14.
It's not the most graceful landing. The slick stone makes it a little hard to control, but you don't fall on your ass, but it is a near thing.
Great. I'm going to shoot at the shadow thing. It's a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
That's 6 points of piercing and 3 points of cold.
And there's no more shadows.
Okay.
You do have 2 assassins inside the room.
Shoot an assassin.
Okay.
Maybe not. That's an 11.
Unfortunately, the 11 is not quite enough to hit.
Right. Where are the assassins placed? Are they within melee of others, or?
Yes, you have one that is in melee of Gyurav. The other one was where Tala was standing, but has not yet moved. Because Tala ran back.
Cool, so he's not within melee of anyone at the moment?
Currently not.
Cool, can you make me a strength save?
Sure. It's a natural one.
Great. Blood curse of binding, and it's amplified. So for 1 minute, his speed is 0, and he cannot take reactions. He can repeat the save at the end of his turns.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Damage. That's my turn done.
Okay. With that, it is our assassin's go. And seeing that he is bound, he's going to grab one of his daggers and just throw it at you. Launches it, Frista.
Ooh.
But I'm pretty sure an 11 will miss.
Yep.
So
Hey, that's what I rolled. Look at us.
the other one is still engaged with Jurav and takes a shot from Lorkin nearby. And Tala, it's your turn.
I would like to go up. Can I get up to Andy?
Yeah, Andy's out here with you.
Great. I'm gonna touch Andy.
Okay.
Feel better, and I cast Cure Wounds. And Andy heals for 6 plus 4, so 10 points of. She heals for 10 points, and
Okay.
then I get healed for 10 points, and that is my turn.
Cool.
Hell yeah. As it comes to our archers, there is only one arrow that comes across the balcony. It seems that perhaps the other guy is a little occupied. And that will be heading towards Andy. But a 9 misses Andy, so you're fine. And with that, our NPCs get to work, Vorkin assisting over with Gyarov on one of the assassins, bringing him closer and closer down. And Andy, what are you doing?
To insult the one who just tried to shoot at me, please.
He's one of the ones across the street, so it's hard to see.
I think I need to see him with Dissonant Whispers. One creature of your choice within range can hear.
What is the range?
60 feet.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Okay. I will insult it. It's a wisdom save. Let me look up what I'm going to call him.
All right.
Oh, I have a good one. Okay, I'm ready. What's his save?
His save is a failure.
I say you're all trial and no error. No, yeah, no trial and all error. There we go.
So,
Awesome. Okay.
Roll damage.
Almost complimented him.
Okay, well that makes sense. Yeah, 16 damage.
okay. So,
10. I can't do that. Okay.
10 damage, no worries. That figure, seems to take a brutal tongue lashing there. Anything else? If not,
Nope.
it'll be Friesta's turn.
Right, so there's still just the 2 assassins inside?
All you can see are the 2 assassins inside. There's the one that you have bound, and then the one that Lorkin and Girav are like chiseling away at.
Cool, the one that's not bound, I'll shoot at him.
Okay, go for it.
It's a 27 to hit. For 9 piercing and 5 cold.
So, in a very similar fashion to what you saw earlier today, the arrow head just impacts against the esophagus, blood begins to trail down the throat, and the body drops, much like Enric before he was healed. Lorcan gives...
The detail.
Yeah. Lorcan gives a thumbs up over his shoulder. You have one assassin.
Cool. I'll take my second attack at him.
Go for it.
It's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is 18 points of piercing. That'd be 10 points of cold, and we'll put a shadow depletion for 9 points of necrotic.
Wouldn't it be 20 points of piercing? See, it's a long
Yes,
bow?
it's an 8. It's an 8.
Yeah.
Sorry, 20 piercing. I'm downplaying myself. 20 piercing, 10 cold, 9 necrotic.
There's
Jeez.
no more assassins.
Ooh.
If you would like to
so.
paint a picture for me, Rista.
I don't think I could paint a picture of 40 points of damage at level 5.
The air around you, slick with the raindrops, as you draw back your arrow, seem to collect as the frost begins to build up, creating this almost serrated and spined arrow that you just release, and as it cuts through on the bound figure, it tears through the most important and vital portions within the torso, causing this immense damage before piercing out the back and just allowing this figure to bleed internally and externally. And
Fine. I'll use my movement to get back to like the edge of the balcony, and I'll face step 30 feet outside, just in the direction of where the arrows are coming from.
so as you face step 30 feet in the direction towards the arrows, puts you down towards the edge of the actual street itself, but you are now close enough that you can see up on the rooftop of the nearby buildings figures that are sort of locked in battle, one of them being Zaylin, just as the body comes dropping over the side with a crack, one of the archers having been just thrown off a building. There's still another one up there that you can see a little bit further away, but you can call out to your allies about that figure.
Yeah, I'll shout out. Not kidding it, I'm drawing attention to myself, but that's my turn done.
All right, Tala, we come to your turn.
Do I see them now that she has mentioned it? I have dark vision of 300 feet.
So, it's not so much the dark vision that's obscuring you in this moment, it's the rain, because it is a downpour. But you are aware of these figure in the general position. Still makes it hard to see. Again, the
Okay.
downpour.
I would like to go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt with a disadvantage.
Sounds
If
good.
that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Okay. That is 13 points of damage,
Okay.
and that is my turn.
So, as this figure glows, it is our archer's turn. He catches himself at the edge of this house where he had run to for some reason or another, before he turns back and will take a shot at Tala, who glows because of her starry form. With a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That is 7 points of piercing damage.
That was mean.
So, with that, the others begin to assist. Seraphina will move into your side, Andy, and provide the help action. Zaylin is going to drop down next to Freesta and give a very sort of curt nod. And Andy, It is your turn.
I'm looking at Seraphina like, thanks for the help? Question mark. Alright, so still can't see this guy who's been shooting at Tala.
No, you can. He's a light because of the guiding bolt.
Oh, it worked. Yeah. Perfect. Let me see here. I could do this. Okay. I will cast Vicious Mockery on him. And so that's a Wisdom 15 save.
That is a Wisdom 12 save.
Cool, he fails. I will say he is as ugly as a baby robin and not much brighter. Schmuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. For average damage of 5.
And with that, the figure drops off the side of the house.
Ha.
As you are no
Also
longer...
doesn't fly.
Yeah. As you are no longer bound by initiative, the battle kind of coming to an end. There are 2 figures that seem to run down the street. And Zaylin, next to you, Friesta, you can hear him curse. And calls up as he begins to run to Seraphina, who jumps down. He calls back to all of you. We'll head after them. Stick with Gyorov and the others. And as they disappear under invisibility, we're going to pause here as we're going to take a quick break for our ad, so stick around with us. If you like what you are seeing here, please consider perhaps getting a tip, purchase a coffee. I'll put my coffee link in the description, but we will see you here very shortly as we come back from our break. All right, we are back. The battle has finished, and while Zaylin and Seraphina have rushed off into the dark evening under the rain and invisibility that they have utilized, you all are making your way back up to the top, where there is the, again, broken window pane. In the aftermath of battle, if anyone would like to roll for me a insight check.
Yes. Nope. Never mind.
Oh no!
No, thank you. Wait, no, thank you. I need the accent back.
Oh, goody.
Tala, looking over the bodies, remembering their fighting, you realize that the assassins, they're well armed, and they're well trained, which would mean that they are also well funded. And is something that you can bring up to your companions.
I would like to say that. And then I would like to sit down and start the prayer of healing, if that is okay with you.
Well, hold on. Because there could be some other things that are happening here.
Fantabulous.
So, as you all kind of come back together, and as Tala makes this observation aware to both Andy and Friesta. Gyorov, it's no longer safe here. We will head to the south, We have a safe house, and there we will decide on our next course of action.
Okay. Do you think it's safe to go out there?
It is now. You're welcome.
It is safer than
Okay.
sitting here like ducks.
Yes,
Okay.
fat ducks.
So, Gyodorov takes the lead. He begins to guide you all through the back streets, trying to avoid being followed. As you all work together, Rowland lags behind, and you can see that he has got a limp, but is keeping up as best as he can.
Is that something that a cure wounds would help with?
Not quite. So he's
Okay.
not missing any HP. He's just sprained an
Okay.
ankle.
Gotcha. I will assist him if that is allowed.
It's no, not necessary. I'm fine, thank you. There are others that were worse off. Enric would probably do better.
Oh yeah, how is Enric doing?
He's in shock. He almost died.
Yeah, he did.
While he no longer has a hole in his throat that wasn't designed to be there, he does perhaps would benefit more from assistance, because even though, while he has no physical injuries, he is in shock. This
Yeah,
is not
I
a
will absolutely assist him.
everyday thing.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts as we're going?
Do you have the spell slot for it? No,
Yes.
you could do it.
Goodness, I keep one of each until I need it. Okay, cool. I will cast Detect Thoughts, and I'm looking at Rowland.
Ooh.
That was a close one. I'm glad she bought it.
Glad she what?
Bought it.
Who's she?
Probably Tala.
Wait, glad she bought it?
Yeah. That's his surface
s-
thought. Are you going to try and press in further?
I'm just gonna sidle up next to him and go, like me, short halfling next to this limping person. So your employer, you like working here?
My employer, and you immediately hear the surface thought of, how does she know?
Oh my god. Yeah, Dylan. Can I do a check against not saying something stupid?
Yeah, give me I will say this is a charisma save to not say anything
Oh.
stupid.
Hell. Okay, well, never mind. We're fine.
You're fine.
27.
You can hold your tongue.
Awesome.
Delwyn, it's not quite, I would say, an employer of mine. He is a friend, and I am assisting him as best as I'm able to. And the mind from the detect thoughts, you can just hear, she needs to leave. I can't do this. She needs to leave. Get her away. Get her away.
Oh, I would love if you would make me a wisdom save, and I want to know exactly who it works for.
Okay. You realize that he will know that you've pushed in, whether this succeeds or fails.
I realize, yeah.
Cool.
I'm good. It says, screwed me up before, so let's go. Let's go for it.
You
50.
peer into his mind, easily able to peel aside the other figures, and you are able to see that a meeting with a figure you are not familiar with. She is noble. She wears fairly high class and tailored items, and through his mind, you're able to understand that this is Lady Dominica Parthenaeus, and that
Yeah, okay.
she is it would be a shame if anyone were to know of your frequent travelings in the Red Candle District and such escapades that you make yourself. Quite unbecoming of someone of your stature, wouldn't you say? You feel the shame. You feel the desire to keep things under wraps. You watch as a bribe is handed over and a understanding formed. When the viewpoint shifts, it is a sending stone and a wand placed into Rowland's hands. Use these to keep me aware of your movements. This for flares, as the wand is pointed to. And this for any information. This is also connected to the lady. As he points to the sending stone. Whoever this other figure is. And then you see moments ago the feint of the sprained ankle and the harm to his leg to allow him to trail at the back to send off flares, marking the path that you've been taking.
So he knows that I know this.
He
at this
knows.
moment in time.
As you're coming out of that, you see a look of horror, shock, shame. He's terrified at the fact that you know what you've just seen. There's not really any sort of anger, just fear, mainly because you now know the darkest secret that he carries, and then the next darkest secret because that was the foundation for this.
Okay. I'm going to try and generally like put hands out, like kind of exactly defensive position, but a ready position, and just kind of say, look, I know shame like that, maybe not quite that, but like that. And you can still do good. We can work through this together. I mean, you're kind of a schmuck, but that's okay. And just try and like not freak him out.
I'm going to ask for a persuasion check to keep him from like panicking in this moment.
Oh, 14.
He doesn't immediately bolt or panic. He's not really calming down. And I'm going to ask for everyone to roll me a perception check.
Nope.
Why do I get better at perception?
Tala and Andy can hear the sounds of footsteps at a hurried pace approaching where
Behind
you
us?
all stand.
Guys, we have company.
Yep, and it's this schmuck's fault.
Same.
But we
What?
can fix it.
Tears begin to like fall down his cheeks. His face is red. He's just shutting down in this moment. If anyone
grab the wand. Oh, go ahead.
If anyone would like to roll a survival check to try and find an area for a perhaps hiding spot or counterattack.
GM.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of a survival, or can I actually cast Eyes of Night? Granting 300 feet of vision for
this is because you're in the alleyways, not so much because of the darkness. What you're trying so like you can do that, but it would alert you. So the survival check is so that way you guys can kind of hide, to
Yep.
provide you guys a bit of cover and a time to move without being immediately seen.
Okay.
So as you guys move quickly, you're able to drag some of the figures that may be more reluctant to move. And as you each take your positionings, we're going to roll initiatives here, but you have perhaps a round before your pursuers get here.
Yep.
And you all gain a +1 to your AC for the rest of the session.
Oh, thank you, Kat.
So, with that, ooh, they're doing good.
Andy doesn't have dark vision, right?
Nope.
There
Okay.
are quite a few people, if you're given the full breadth of your NPCs and allies, that do not have dark vision.
It's Ansel,
Taraminder,
Terraminder,
Kyorov, Delwyn,
Kirov. Okay.
both,
Elwyn.
no, Delwyn,
Delwyn. Okay.
both Enric and what's his name? Raulan.
Randall.
They are all human.
Okay.
So, just so that way you're aware, if it is a limited number of people type
Yep.
thing.
It is. Okay.
So, well, Terraminder's not human. She's a halfling, but she still has no thing. And then Siren Escape went down, so we'll have to get battle music some other way. But, it
Acapella.
is...
Beatboxing.
God, beatboxing would be so great for battle music.
Oh my god.
You gotta drop each attack, like spitting bars.
Yeah.
I get an inspiration if I learn how to beatbox for the next session.
We'll see if you show up with the next session with beatboxing.
I've got a week off, and I need something to fill the time.
So it'll be you all are aware that a threat is on the way. You've heard it, you've preparing, but now you have some time before they get here. They've turned the corner, but they don't seem to see you, so you have a surprise round. Well, they have the surprise condition in this first round of combat. As Andy, you get to go.
I'd like to use my pearl so I get back a spell slot.
Okay.
And I just get one action, correct?
You have action, bonus action, movement. Your full turn is available to you. Your enemies
Oh.
are surprised, so they can't act this first round.
Okay, well, okay, actions using the pearl. Nope, I'll just kind of glare at Bowlin.
Okay.
You schmuck. That's it.
Tala, you see as there is a shadow that grows stronger, and then another on the much like what you had seen on the balcony. These creatures that are built of darkness. There is an archer standing next to a figure who is readying, keeping an eye out, but they don't do anything this turn. But Tala, what is it that you are doing?
As an action, I would like to go ahead and cast Eyes of Night.
Okay.
That's with 4 creatures within 10 feet of me. Gives them 300 feet of dark vision.
Jeez.
This is going to be Andy,
Okay.
Gurav,
Okay.
Ansel,
Mm-hmm.
Taraminder.
Sounds good.
That's my action. For bonus, hold on. Bonus shillelagh. Oh, no, that's it.
Okay. Sounds good.
That is the end of my turn.
Rista, what are you doing?
Do we see the people at this point?
Yes, they've just turned down the corner, but because they're surprised, they don't get to actually do anything. You see that there are 2 shadows that are heavy. There's an archer and another figure.
Cool. The 2 that seem like they're the closest, or that they're coming at us the fastest, I'm going to shoot at.
The archer and the mage are right next to each other.
Cool, we'll get those 2. That's 11 to hit the archer.
That does not hit the archer.
Does an 11 hit the mage?
It will just miss, unfortunately.
Great. That's fine. Everything's fine. That's my actually bonus action. I'll cast Hex on the archer,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
So, with that, the mage will shout out and point to where you guys are, and our combat begins with everyone active in initiative. Now, at the back, at the top of the return, Andy, what are you doing?
Oh, so I have to be within 10 feet of Tala to have dark vision. Is that correct?
Let me double check on the ability.
Oh, it's just for me to cast it.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, I'll go up and cast Thunderwave
Okay.
on as many as I can get.
Okay.
Beat a tune on my drum, and they'll have to give me a con save 15.
You could get all of them.
Oh, beautiful. For decent damage. Okay.
So our mage gets a 6.
Awesome.
Our
Good job.
archer gets a 16.
Schmuck.
The shadow gets an 8. And the other shadow gets a 19.
Alright. So it's a half damage pushback deal.
Alright, so archer and the other shadow are half. You would notice that the shadows do not seem to take the full effect of your thunder damage.
Weird.
Well, it's because they don't have full corporeal bodies. But the
Yeah.
mage is takes the full amount and is pushed back. And does not seem to be holding up too hot after that.
Excellent. That's it.
So, as that goes through, it is our shadows go, and since you had moved up, Andy, they are going to descend upon you.
Hey.
So, let me just get Sirenscape up here real quick. And then we will get those rolls. That is an 18. With 8 points of necrotic damage. And your strength is reduced by 2.
Is there a lower limit to this?
Uh,
Can it go below 0 is my question.
no, but if it hits 0, something happens, so let me know if that happens.
Sure. Sure, DM.
And then we have the second one, which misses with a 6, so you're fine.
Good.
Our archer is going to go and will return fire at Frista. 14 to hit?
Nope.
Okay. So the arrow shoots by, but does not strike you. And Tala, we come to your turn.
Mage is 60 feet from me or less.
Yes, mage is within 60 feet.
Okay, I would like to go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt at the mage at the first level. 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Total of 12 points of damage.
Cool.
And as a bonus action, I would like to cast Shillelagh if that's allowed.
Yeah, that's a cantrip, I believe, so.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Cool. So our mage is on the ground, not glowing because there's no life force. And Freesta, it is your turn. You have an archer and 2 shadows.
I'll shoot at the archer. Say 21 to hit.
That 21 will definitely hit the archer.
Awesome. That's 8 points of piercing, 6 points of cold, and 3 points necrotic. And second attack is a 24 to hit for 7 piercing,
Okay.
1 cold, and 5 necrotic.
And there is no more archer, leaving just the 2 shadows.
Bonus action, I'll move Hex to the shadow that's on Andy. And then that's my turn.
2.
2. I'll move to one that's on Andy, then I'll move into melee of the other one.
Sounds great.
Oh, what a pal.
So, with that, it is now back to the top of the round. Andy, it is your turn.
Cool. I would like to slash the one that Fuista's. Can I flank with the one on Fuista?
Yeah, you can turn to flank with the one on Freesta. Yeah.
Awesome. Schmuck. Yeah, cool. 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
I sure hope hits. Awesome. Okay, question on the slashing flourish. That would hit the it's a 5-foot thing, so I would hit the other one as well.
Correct.
Okay, then I will do that. D8. Okay, for 3 more to each of them. That's it.
Which, because this is not a magical weapon, they are resistant to.
Good. I'm glad.
With that, it is our shadows go, and they are going to descend upon Freesta since you are something new to them, and they wish to consume.
Consume.
That is a 10 to hit,
Nope.
and a 13.
Nope.
You're fine. Tala, it is your turn.
Yeah.
There are 2 shadows.
Yeah, that was kind of mean. Okay, getting back into Tala thing. I would like to. I can see them. Yes.
Yeah, you can see them.
Okay, guiding bolt. First level. 16 to hit.
16 will hit the shadow.
Fabulous. 15 points of radiant damage.
Uh,
And it glows.
Well, it doesn't, because your radiant damage, as they are vulnerable to it,
Oh!
immolates, and the creature burns away. So there is no longer a creature that is flanked between Andy and Freesta, as it just
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my turn.
consumed. And Freesta, there's one left. Your hex is upon it.
Yep, I'll face step 30 feet back and shoot it.
Okay.
Say 14 to hit.
14 will hit the shadow.
That's 11 points of piercing, is magical, 4 points of cold, and 5 necrotic.
So, things that you notice. It takes the full effect of your bolt because your arrow because it is magical. Doesn't seem to take the full effect of your cold. And takes no effect of your necrotic.
Good.
However,
Annoys me.
you did do enough with your damage that it does tear through and the creature falls apart to ribbons.
Ooh,
Hey.
And your
right.
hex releases as there's no longer a creature there. And you are out of initiative. You are no longer bound to the battle. And with that, Gyorov will deal with the traitor when we get to the safe house. Let's go now.
Can I
Wait.
look at the mage?
Huh?
Can I look at the mage?
Yeah, the mage is the
Okay.
guy from the memory that gave the sending stone and the
his pockets.
He does not have anything in his pockets that you can see.
Oh, he's useless in life and in death. Okay, following
But
Andy,
Gustav. What?
Andy, will you
Yes.
check to see if he has already told them where the safe house is?
Ooh, is Detect Thoughts still up? I can do con saves, but it hasn't been more than a minute.
it has been more than a minute. It would
Okay.
be at this point.
Do you want me to ask him nicely?
But well, it is. Yurov is going to the safe house. He's taking Delwyn there no
Okay.
matter what.
Cool.
But what if they already know and they're waiting for us?
Well, then we'll attack him.
Okay.
That's something that you'll find out at the safe house. But
Yeah, TBD.
when but we'll find that out next week. So, thank you guys for playing with us. Our story will end as you all disappear into Wintervale during this rainy evening. We'll pick up and see what happens. But until then, stick around with us. If you like what you see, please consider dropping us a donation. I've posted my coffee up earlier. I'll post that again here. But thank you so much, guys, to our players, to our viewers. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Until then, head over to wildewitch.com. That is our website. That's WILDEWITCH.com. That's where you can find us out, all that we're doing, all that we've got going on, and of course, all the ways you can find us on the internet. We also have Sirenscape, who provides all of our background music. Our ambiance, our sad trombone played during dramatically appropriate times. You can check them out and see all that they can do for you and your table at their website, sirenscape.com. With that, thank you guys so much. I'll see you all in the next stream. And as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.
Bye.